You're safe. You're at Houseman. Should think he was back out there. Your legs are coming along nicely. Nearly chin me.
I thought my mum and dad were here. Then they weren't.
Yeah, well, you won't be here for too much longer either. Major Rudolph's booked you in for final assessments today. And if you get the OK, we're going to Finley Court tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Really?
Yeah, look, I know you're going to miss me, but try and keep it together, eh? Stiff upper lip and all that.
It's the training. I'm proper crying inside.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're thinking. Ooh, new nurses.
Well, I had heard they had a better class of staff over there. Better than these part-timers that swept in off the streets.
Really? You know, I could do something very unprofessional right now. If you weren't a decorated war hero.
If I weren't
Colonel Barker told me about your medal. I think it's brilliant. Give you something to work towards knowing the ceremony's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, it will.
Well, it was nice to be modest. Deserve it after all you've done.
So, Chris, how do you think you've been progressing?
Well, yeah, really well. Just a bit bored, you know. Want to get back to work.
Yeah, it can be hard here with nothing to take your mind off of what happened.
It's not that.
Well, sometimes you need to hit that low before you come up again. Most people find that.
I can see that, you know, if you're not going to get better. If I hadn't got better, then yeah, but now, it's all good. All good.
How are you coping on your own? You've had no visitors, no family. That tends to hold people back.
Not if you're used to it. I've got through worse things than this on my own. It makes you tougher, doesn't it?
But if you needed extra support, would you be able to ask for it?
Well, I'm not really on my own, am I? I've got the lads, you lot. Better than a family any day.
Have you been to see Jess?
Jess? Yeah, it was good to see her. Good to have a chance before I go.
Were you able to discuss what happened?
And she wanted to know, so I went through it all, as much as she could take in. I think it helped. Well, I hope it did.
Well, perhaps you found it helpful too. Or was it too painful for you reliving it?
It's a different world talking about it here. It's just words. It helped me to have helped her, if you know what I mean. And it helped to, like, put an end to it. Got to get ourselves better now, haven't we? Me and Jess. There's no point going over it.
Although now you've got a medal ceremony to remind you of what happened. How do you feel about that? Chris?
Yeah. It's brilliant. It'll really give me something to work towards.
Thank you.
Ah, Dr. Carmichael, this souvenir from the Barber Institute yesterday. I couldn't resist it.
Couldn't you stretch to a keyring?
Well, if you'd rather not. Besides, this is merely the amuse-bouche. When I return from Florence, there will be gifts galore, wine, panettone.
Do you own your villa outright? Or is it just in one of those timeshare things where you get the odd week here and there?
No fridge magnet from the Uffizi for you, young lady. Of course I own it.
So, for the rest of the year, while you're here, it's just sitting there, empty?
Well, not if I can help it. I lend it to friends, not the hoi polloi. I mean, Ruth, you've been there. My villa.
Yeah, me and Michelle went. Had a great time. Are you being polite? Are you sure it isn't just some rundown shack in the middle of nowhere?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Ruth, tell her.
Worn out?
Nah, raring to go.
Good. I hear your assessments went well.
Really? Did I pass?
Well, let's just say this time tomorrow you'll be slam dunking with the hunks at Finley Court.
Get in.
All right, calm down. Try and take an accurate reading here.
I thought the sergeant was going to section me. Ask me that many questions. I think I like being nosy. And you? What?
BP's raised.
What do you expect? You're not going to keep me here on a bit of high spirits, are you?
Yeah, it could be that. I'll just keep an eye on it.
I've never felt this good.
Well, in that case, how about I take you to see Jess again? She's been asking after you.
Do you think that's a good idea? Dragging it all back up again?
Helping her to remember. The doctors think it could speed up her recovery. Yours too, maybe.
OK, just... My mate's in the area. I was meant to be ringing him back. Just give him 5 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, of course. Here you go.
Shops are amazing. Must have tried on like 100 different pairs of shoes, you know, heels this high. But then our feet were killing, so all we could do was go on the open top bus tours around the city. But they were good, though. Shows what we needed to see.
Will the jury please disregard that last statement? There's a great deal more to see, Zara.
I have to admit, I am rather envious, Heston. If only I were your friend.
Well, it's a bit short notice, but if you can swing the time off, I'd be delighted to have you along. Or do you think tongues will wag?
I think she's probably wanting to go with someone else, Heston.
Oh, I see. Well, if you launder thoroughly afterwards.
What?
Daniel! Isn't that who you want to go with?
Absolutely not. No. I meant to my father, actually.
Sorry, I just,
He always used to take me to the most fascinating places. Galleries, museums. I think it would do him good to do things like that again. Remembering how much he knows, learning new things, might give him a whole new lease of life.
He is very lucky to have such a thoughtful daughter. You must both go to the villa whenever you like.
Thank you, Heston.
Maybe we should let her sleep.
I'm not asleep. Just a bit sick of the view. Come on, pull up a chair.
I brought my own.
You should make the most of being in that. Go to some concerts, front row seats. Before you know it, you'll be on your feet again.
You too.
Eventually. Just getting in a chair would be something. But till then, they reckon the best thing I can do is sort my head out.
You don't have to rush things. Do stuff at your own pace.
I want to know. I keep trying to remember, but it's as blank as this ceiling. I need you to tell me.
You know what happened?
I know you rescued me, but that doesn't make it real somehow. I think I must need the details. Everything. Then I can remember.
Mom, I've told you I'm working. Oh, hi, Heston. That is totally spooky. I was just thinking about you.
We were going north, trying to find the others. We got down in a riverbed so no one could see us. There was no river. The mud was all cracked. There were all these tiny little ants running in and out of the cracks.
I don't remember that.
You were keeping lookout. We both were, but I'm trying to give you the details.
Did you see the sniper?
Neither of us saw a thing. The bullet came from nowhere. Are you sure you want to do this?
This is the good bit, isn't it? Your big moment.
I heard the shots, got you to the floor, thought we got away with it. Then you started screaming.
You skip that part when you tell everyone else. Tell them it was rock hard.
There was blood everywhere, all over you, running down the cracks in the mud.
Yes.
What?
The ants. I saw them then when I was... Yeah. I was lying on the ground.
You weren't really with it. You kept blacking out from the pain.
Go on. Go on.
I got some dressing for your belly. Tied a strap around your leg to stop the bleeding. I did what I could with your arm. I took your hand and told you it was going to be okay. I was going to get help.
I don't remember that.
I just said you kept blacking out from the pain. You were lying. on the floor and I...
Let's just keep calm. Keep calm, I've got you, it's okay.
Ah, yes, the old warrior, what a picture. And the Magritte, of course, that stays with you, as does war. But no, on a brighter note, Imogen, my subconscious, since our little jaunt yesterday, has come up with a rather appealing image, and I'd very much value your critique.
He said he's fine now, but his BP's still raised.
We're making some changes to his medication, just to be on the safe side.
Good. Good.
What, have you noticed some other symptoms?
No, nothing medically, but he has been acting a bit funny. You know, making out that his leg was worse than it was, as if he didn't want us to know that he was recovering.
Do you think he's scared of moving on?
Maybe, but there are other things. Look, I know that you said that his changing of story was just down to confusion, but what if there's more to it?
It could be stress as well. That would account for his blood pressure and him trying to delay leaving. He has been totally cosseted here.
But the mental health nurse said he was ready to go.
Well, medically, yes. Perhaps he just needs to believe it himself. Sometimes our patients need to dip their toes in the water before they take the plunge.
What do you have in mind?
The pub.
Not a bad prescription, eh? A breath of fresh air to get you ready for your next step.
So, I'm okay to go tomorrow?
Well, if it puts our minds at rest, then yes, hopefully. But we can go to the park if you want, or shops. Or...
Pub sounds good to me.
You know what, you can bring your mate along if you want.
My...
Well, if he's in the area anyway.
No. He had to go. You'll just have to be my mate today.
I'm happy to oblige.
Thank you. That's very sweet. Did you have a nice nose around the gallery?
Well, you know, it's amazing how you think you know a painting and you see it again with a new pair of eyes and it sort of reveals itself afresh.
Oh, I just usually have a quick look around and then it's off to the tea shop. There's something about the tea shops in those places. You feel a little bit clever just eating the cake.
I took young Imogen. Did she mention it?
No. But she was holed up in her room from the moment she got back.
Right, reading, I expect she was very inspired.
It was very kind of you, Heston. You really didn't have to.
No, it was my pleasure. I mean, genuinely. So, I was wondering, how would you feel about her coming to Florence with me next week?
Sorry. You want to hurry me to come on holiday with you?
Well, think of it as a further education. I mean, Lethbridge is all very well, but a budding Leonardo needs to see more. What could be better than Florence, with a friendly benefactor by her side?
Sorry, Heston, we don't have the money for that kind of thing.
Well, the tour guide and accommodation are free. She'd need a cheap flight and some spending money for pizza and souvenir pencils.
You've already asked her?
Well, I mentioned it, but said we couldn't do anything without your consent.
Well, it'd be great, wouldn't it? Lucky little madam. I'd have to run it by Rob first, but...
So I'll leave that in your capable hands, then.